to pray. There's no angels where I go, only pieces that are broken, scattered dreams across the floor. I'm home.
Alrighty, hello everybody, this is Show here. Now, whenever we last left off, everyone had just sat down and had dinner. Now, let us begin with a time skip. I want to say that we can time skip to roughly 10 months before UA, so the start of the anime. Now, that being said, over the 2 years, Izuki, she has mastered her fighting style, and in fact, improved upon it greatly. Now, controversy as to what has been happening with Endeavor has somewhat spiraled out of control, along with the facts that there have been reported villain attacks with some minor difficulties. Because they're not sure if it's connected to a different villain or what, because they have found bodies. Charred bodies and charred remains. So it is uncertain as to who has or what has been happening exactly. But that has at least shown no connection between the Todorokis and Endeavor no longer, or anymore. Now, with that being said, let's begin. Alright, now, where we're going to begin at is, in school, everyone is talking about what they want to be, or what they want to do whenever they're older. The teacher would just say that he understands that all of them want to be heroes. In fact, they do have certain people who are going to be going to UA, if not going on recommendation, which is going to be Izuki Midori, Momo Yaoyorozu, and Todoroki Shota. Which is whenever everyone would just watch these three stand up. They're thinking that they're only going to get in since, well, Izuki's the daughter of the number 2 hero. Momo, her dad probably has connections or something. But Shota, he's a bit different. He didn't get his recommendation from Endeavor's agency, he actually got it from All Might's agency. Because he was still pegged as Endeavor's son, if not being linked to villainy, since, hey, all this shit happened. But in the years following, it has shown that the family no longer bears the Endeavor name, actually changing it to Rei's maiden name. So, with that, I'll have to look up her maiden name now. With that being said, this is whenever everyone will be walking home. Izuki and Momo are talking about different costume designs, while Todoroki is still acting a bit weird. He's trying to just think about what he should do, because after reuniting with his friends, he somewhat stopped using his fire to train. He actually was improving upon his ice quirk until his mother did tell him that he shouldn't be afraid to use it. It's a part of him. It's not connected to him. Well, it's not connected to that man anymore. Which is whenever he would have started to retrain it. Trying to repurpose it and use fire in a different way. But that is not where our story is going. Now, Izuki, she is actually writing down different costumes and different concepts, while Momo has somewhat been trying to think about hers. Finding that in order for her to use her quirk, she needs to make things a little revealing. Yeah. She's still trying to figure this out, so she just immediately turned to Izuki asking her for help. Which is whenever she would just come up with one thing. She just asks exactly if she can use different things. If not certain fibers from her body, because she's been trying to look into hero costumes. If you can make it with your hair, with hair follicles and certain, skin molecules that you can give out to the support department, you may be able to find something similar. If not, they will infuse your outfit with certain things and fibers so you can use your costumes. Take in fact Mount Lady. Certain parts of her costumes, they are lined with that fiber, so that it can stretch out and allow her to grow, without her suit being destroyed. Which is one of the main reasons why her outfit's a good case about that. You also have Kamari Woods. His outfit may seem for design, but I do believe that it's also for the same type of reason. Now, this is whenever Momo, she's thinking about that, as she would actually redesign parts of her hero costume. And so would Izuki. Now, with that, I do want to say, as soon as they do walk home, they are walking toward a different pathway. Now, they are going to go to the mall and actually see what they can figure out about their costumes. While Shota, he's trying to spend time. He's in a different store as them, as I want to say he's looking at something about cold gear and all along with heat gear. Trying to get an outfit specially made for half and half quirks, or at least design. Something that's not flashy, but something that can at least be not linked to him. Or his mother, since she never really wanted to be a hero. Now, with that being said, meanwhile, over with the Izuki and Momo, these two are going over different things. She's showing her exactly what she means as she would walk into a store and there is a woman there designing an outfit. She does have a similar quirk. Let's say she has an ice quirk, or at least not a very strong one, so she got into fashion design, since she understands it a lot better than anything else. She's explaining exactly what Izuki was talking about with fibers in your body, or your hair fibers or follicles, being linked to your costume. As the woman would just put on a glove, if not an entire arm guard, covering her entire forearm down to her wrist, immediately showing that she can eject ice from these patches. Which is when Momo is relieved, finding that she doesn't have to do that with her hero. Relieved, finding that she can do that with her hero costume. So they would immediately begin designing things and going over them. But before that can happen, this is whenever the sludge villain would attack and blow up some of the surrounding area. Izuki would immediately run outside, looking around, as she actually just brings her hands up in front of her face. She sees that there's someone being attacked by the sludge villain, and it is a bit more difficult. As a sludge villain, yes, it did get away from All Might, but as soon as All Might did jump away, he did jump with a bit too much force, and whenever he got to the police station, he found that he was missing one of the two bottles. So, that was a bit difficult. Now, All Might would have eventually arrived to see this, and he is trying to figure this out. As he can't get through the crowd, he can't figure out a good way to do this. There's too many civilians around. Along with the fact that that boy's quirk is destroying everything around him. So, Izuki is trying to figure out exactly how to do this properly. She would watch as this guy keeps blowing things away, and All Might would immediately try stepping in. As he's running in, she would have made the first act, running straight behind and immediately just putting her hands into the sludge villain. Immediately just encasing it, if not letting out darkness, creating a giant bubble around the guy. Immediately, All Might would have run in, slammed his hand through the sludge villain, pushing these two away, sending them flying. As he would immediately bring his hand down and go for an uppercut. Enough to change the weather, as it would begin to rain. Now, Izuki would immediately let down the bubble as this guy does take a deep breath. He immediately turns to start cursing her out as he does see her. She's just standing there in a hoodie asking if he's okay. I'll be fine. Anyways, who the hell are you? Oh, I'm Izuki. Okay, does that name mean something? Oh, sorry. Anyway, who the hell are you? The name is Bakugo. Oh, alright. It's a pretty neat quirk. What is it? Oh, it's explosions. Why do you care? Oh. Well, you're kinda going crazy with it. As Momo will run up along with Todoroki. She'd be watching as these two are talking and somewhat getting along, but not very well, since Bakugo is basically shouting. Now, this is whenever All Might would just pull her aside, saying that it's nice to see her again. In fact, it was very nice of her to actually help him out to get that boy to a safe place. Which is whenever she would just say that it's no problem, All Might. The media would immediately crowd around her, asking her exactly who she is. As she would just pull off her hoodie, showing her face, and everyone would notice her as the number 2 hero's daughter. Bakugo would have heard this, immediately walking back over, and just saying that, so she's Trigon's daughter. Yeah? Huh. Funny, whenever I pictured his daughter, I always pictured red skin and horns. You're nothing like what I imagined. Alright. Thank you? Anyways, I'll see you then. Which is whenever Bakugo would walk off. Now, this is whenever she's still a bit confused as to what to even say. As they would begin to walk home. Now, on the way home, Alma would stop them and immediately say that they need to have a talk. Izuki's a bit confused as to what they're even talking about, and he would just say that he has a bit of a problem. In fact, it's a very big one. He is trying to figure out who should be his successor, which is whenever Izuki's a bit more confused. He would just tell them that the whole explanation is that he has a quirk that can be passed down. It is very powerful, but there's a problem. Now, sorry about that, guys. I had to, pause my video. Now, Izuki is a bit confused as to what All Might means. There's a problem with his quirk. Does that mean you're gonna have to retire early, All Might? What? No, it's nothing like that. It's just a couple years ago after my injury, I kind of was told something by an old friend of mine. Sir Night told me that whoever I passed my quirk down to, they were destined to die. Which immediately throws them all off. All Might has a quirk that's been around for generations. He can pass it down, but it is going to be the end of a generation. If not the end of one for all. Which kinda confuses her. What does Sir Night mean? Well, he advised me to get rest and I wouldn't listen to him. Until he revealed to me this little piece of information. Whoever I choose to be my successor will die. But I don't believe that. I believe I can change the future by picking a different successor. So I need help. If you can think of anyone who can come to mind, please tell me. I've already had one candidate in mind, but even then, if he is who I pick, I will change that future. No one is going to die. Not while I can be in control. Now, hearing All Might be this serious, they know exactly how bad this is. Now then, with that, this is whenever Todoroki and Momo, they would respectively part ways and leave, while Izuki is standing there. All Might has asked if she would like to be his successor before. Well, she would like to be his successor, which she would have declined, thinking that this is exactly the timeline he is trying to stop. So if he's trying to get her to take on the role of his successor, that means she may die. But she doesn't believe that. She would just tell All Might that it's not that she doesn't want the power, it's that if you're trying to change the timeline, or try and stop anything from happening like that, just pick who you believe will be the right choice. Besides, Sir Night probably had a wrong prediction. He would have to explain that Sir Night does not predict things wrong. In fact, everything he's ever predicted has been true. As he would just stop. She doesn't know exactly what he means by along with. But he has said that Sir Night has checked the future recently. It being the same. Somebody covered in a shroud of darkness. If not, covered in something he can't see. He doesn't know if they hold the power or if they are the bad guy, which immediately freaks her out for a second. She would just tell All Might that she is not going to be a bad guy, she's actually planning on going to UA. She has a recommendation and she's just trying to figure out her costume. Now, eventually All Might would part ways with her as he is trying to figure out who should be his successor. Now, Deku, Izuki, she would do one thing as she would go home and immediately begin to meditate. Her dad has ordered some specialized weights for her training, and these are about ginormous square blocks that are made of pure lead. He moved them, and they're very heavy. Her task is to try and put mental strain on her body. She would begin to do so, as all these three would begin to train separately. And they are going to be going through the recommendations. Now, I want to say that, well, since this is a what if, Izuki taking the recommendations wouldn't be so far-fetched, but I think the practical exam would still be a better fit. Okay, that's weird. But let's say for the sake of this, she's going to be taking the recommendations. So, she would one day get a phone call and she is told that she needs to come to UA and participate in this event. Which is whenever they would do their own separatized race, speed test, and other things and events. Her meeting up with Todoroki and Momo in that time. They would have all caught up, as eventually they would be told that they have all passed. The wing guy getting the best score, he's somewhat hesitant of Todoroki. Until he does turn his head, seeing that Todoroki, he actually somewhat has a smirk on his face, as he was the one who won that race. Immediately turning his head, somewhat just holding his hand out for a high five. The one guy doing so, but still finding that it's a bit odd. So, with that being said, they just took the recommendations, and I will be going over the next part. I will be going over the Aizawa's test and everything in the next part, guys. So I do hope you guys enjoy the video. And I did want to do something different for this what if, so that is why she took the recommendations. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed.